This is how you write music. That is what my guitar teacher said to me 8 years ago when he was giving me a lesson. And what he taught me was the root of everything that I have ever achieved musically and anything great that I've achieved because of my music. People say to me that I'm going to be great, that I'm a very talented young lad, and that I have my future set out in front of me. And I have what I'm going to show you in this video to thank for it. Right, so when you're famous, you can thank me for this video. So, back in that lesson that I was getting when I was, 8 years younger, what I actually got told was you need to write in a key. That is how you write music, that is how you do it. Right, so this is step one, this is how you do it. Right, and it's so easy, and I'm going to show you. Right, we have 12 notes, that is every note on guitar, that is everything that we can play with, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, right? So 12 notes there, I'm going to show you. Right, now each one of those notes has either a major or minor key assigned to it. So for example, C. There exists a C major key and there exists a C minor key, right? Let's take F. There's an F major key, there's an F minor key, right? So there's a major key for all these notes, so there's a major group that is assigned to each one of these notes to create a major key, and then there is a minor sort of group of notes that is assigned to each one of these notes to make a minor key. So in total there's 12 major keys and there is 12 minor keys, right? Now how do we work out all these major keys and how do we work out all these minor keys, right? Now if you wrote out all of these notes down the page and you wanted to work out every major key, right, all you do is you use this spelling. It's called the major scale spelling. Right, the T's mean tone, the S's mean semitone. Tone means 2 notes, S means 1 note. Right, so if you have a C and you want to work out C major, it's like, okay, you go up a tone from C, right, that's D because you went up 2 notes. You want to go up another tone, so you're at D, right, you go to E. S, you want to go up 1 note, so from E to F is 1 note, so it's F, it's C, D, E, F. Right, and then it just keeps going. You go up a T from F, that's G. You go up another tone from G, that's A. You go up another tone, takes you to B, and then up an S takes you to C. Right, so it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Right, but here's an actual example. Right, G major. Right, so say I just picked the note G, which I did, and you go up a T. Right, so you get to A. It's like you got 2 notes from G. And then you've got to go up another T. So from A you got 2 notes to a B, right? That's why there's a B there, right? And then you go up another, you go up like an S this time, which then takes you to C. After B there's C, right? So if you just keep going up the spelling, you will get it, like every one of these notes. In this case, whichever note you picked to work out its either major or minor key, it's called a root note, because whichever note you pick to start on, that dictates what notes will follow, which those notes will be the group of notes that is in whichever key that you were trying to find out. So in G, the root note, G major, the root is G, and then the notes that you will work out using the major scale spelling will be the notes in G major. It's really that simple. So if you wrote out all of these notes, say going down the page, and then you used this spelling to write out the major key for all the notes, you would get all the 12 major keys. Right, for example, this is a different major key, this is A major. Right, you go up a T, right, it takes you to B because you've went A up 2 notes to B. Right, and then it takes you to C sharp because you've got to go up another tone. Right, so you go to B and then to C sharp. And then you've got to go to D because you've got to go up an S, you've got to go up 1 tone, right? C sharp up 1 note is D, right? So that's how it works. Now, I haven't actually shown you working out a minor key, so just to show you that, I've got E minor here, right? It's like you're on E, you want to go up a tone, right, it takes you to an F sharp because you've got two notes, takes you to an F sharp. You want to go up an S, right, you've got to go one note, takes you to G, right, it goes up like that, and that's really just how it works. Now, people perceive all the minor keys to be sad, and people perceive all the all the major keys to be happy. Now, a good way to look at it is just out of all the 24 major and minor keys, so there's 12 majors, 12 minors, right, it makes 24 total. There's 24 different groups of notes that you can pick from. You can pick one key and then use it to start writing music, right? You can just look at it as all of these different groups have a different character, and when you write using one of these keys, your song will sound in a certain way, and if you write in a different key, it will then sound different again. So that's how you can make your song sound different. You just write in a different key. So you can write your first song in E minor, then you can write your next one in G major. You know, it's just like that. Like you can write in B major, B minor, G sharp major, G sharp minor, E major, whatever. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I've got to start writing in a key now, but that sucks because when I look at my fretboard, I haven't got a clue what note is what. I was just trying to play and write whatever best material I could come up with. Now I'm restricted to this, and that's going to give me a headache because if I play any note, I have to figure out whether it's one of these notes or not. No, you don't have to do that. You write it out so you can actually see, right? Even if you got a marker and dotted, all these notes are just the notes in the key. This is E minor on the fretboard, right? You can see that not all of these frets, like these are the strings, they're the frets. It looks just like a fretboard, right? So it's like that is like 5th fret G, right? It's the G string, 5th fret, right? Simple as. You can see that not all of these are plotted, right? Every single string on the 6th fret doesn't have a dot on it, right? That's because in E minor, all of those notes, I don't even know what those notes are, because that's the point. You don't have to figure it out. That's what I'm saying. You just see it, right? But I can see that you can't play the 6th fret on any string in the key of E minor. So that's literally just what it is. It's like you've got all the frets, you have them numbered so you can just easily see which is what. You have a number on both sides, you ain't even got to think about it. And then you have these here, so you know which string is what, and you can also tell which open strings you can use in what key, right? All of these are here because you can use all of the open strings, so just plucking a string without fretting anything with your left hand, and those notes will be in key with all of these plotted notes, right? So you can play the open strings whenever you want with any of these notes that are dotted on your fretboard. But for example, in F sharp minor, G is crossed out because there is no G in the key, right? There's a G sharp, right? G sharp, it's like G is the open one, and then it goes up to G sharp, which is the 1st fret, hence why there's a dot there. Up from G sharp, you have an A, right? It's like up from G sharp, yeah, it's an A, it's the next thing up from it, which is why A is plotted 2nd fret on your G. Right, so that's literally how it is. So you can just start writing, and it's just as easy as that. And as I say, all the notes aren't plotted because all of these notes, if that was a key, if that was one of the group of notes, every note would be plotted because that is every note on your fretboard. But not all of those notes, because you skip some to write out all the major or minor keys. You can perceive this video as being split into 2 sections. Picking your root note and working out the key, and then writing out the key so you can play it to write music. But the first section, you can literally just skip. If you want to work out the key, say D major, you can just type in D major on Google, and the first result will be the wiki page with the notes of the key already in the search. You don't even have to click it. So you can literally just search for the key that you want and then just start making a diagram, and that's it. Right, so in E minor, I'm just going to give you like a few examples now. Right, it says on here that you can play the 7th fret A string and the 5th fret on the D string, right? And I'm saying that you can play open notes whenever you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to play 7th fret on the A, 5th fret on the D string, and then the G, B and E string open, right? So I've got my guitar, here it is. Beautiful, right? I can also tell you that I'm not even looking at the sheet, but I just know from memory that you can play the 5th fret on the A, 4th fret on the D, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to play those, and then the open G, B and E. So, starting again. Like, I'm not actually teaching you this, I'm just sort of just showing you stuff in E minor. Okay? You can play the open strings whenever you want. That's in key. That's why it all works together. Right? So you can make your song sound different by writing each one in a different key, and you can make everything in your song work together because you're always using notes from the group that work together. Like, if you literally don't write in a key, right? This is like, I haven't planned this at all. I'm just gonna play some stuff, just some random stuff. You'd be sitting there for days just trying to come up with something good, which, like I say, it would just sound like the stuff that you're going to get from a key, right? That's why the keys have been put together, because when you write in those keys, you get what sounds good. Now, just lastly, I've shown you something in like, well, actually one more thing, like in E minor, just another example. I forgot I wanted to show you this. Like, so it's like, okay, high E, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Is that the high? Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong way. This high E, as you can see, everything on the E's are the same because, you know, it's the same string. So like this string will mirror that string. So that's why there's a 2 3 5 2 3 5, you know, 7 8 7 8. It's like, okay, you have a 2nd fret, a 3rd fret, and a 5th fret. Right, so I'm gonna play those, and I'm gonna play it with like the B string and the G string open. Right, so 2nd fret like high E, 3rd, 5th. I'm out of tune, but it doesn't matter. I literally just picked this up. See, that was out of key. So that's when it's something that's not working with the key, which to me just sounds like random stuff. That's the thing, it narrows down what it is that you can actually play that will sound good, instead of just giving you the whole fretboard and then you just trying to, you're just lost in the dark. But what I was going to show you lastly, F sharp minor, right? If you look at this, like, you can see that on the A string you can play the 9th fret, and then on the B string you can play the 10th fret. On the A you can play 7th fret, on the B you can play 9th fret, right? On the A you can play the 5th fret, on the B you can play the 7th fret, right? My camera's backwards when I'm looking at the screen because I've got to have it turned to me, so I can't really see that well, so that's why I've got to turn it like that. Right, I'm going to play you those, okay? See, that was just adding in another note that's plotted on the thing. 10th fret B, 9th fret. Now I can imagine, right, someone sitting in their room trying to come up with stuff who doesn't know their theory, and then they accidentally, right, it's a miracle, right, after the whole day they've been exhausted, they're thinking, oh, I'm never going to come up with anything, and then they accidentally come up with this. They find these notes that happen to sound amazing. and think, wow, how has that happened? I've actually come up with something. And guess what? It's just something in key. Do this and you have a million things that sound amazing. That's the whole point, and I think I've said this like 3 times. So that is everything. If you have any questions, let me know, and thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care and God bless.